Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area, and this video will be covering the Autocad subtract command. It's one of the, I believe it's pronounced Boolean operations, which is located right here. You've got the solid union, solid subtract, solid intersect. This will be dealing with subtract. Uh, what this does is allows you to remove an object from another object, leaving a void area or an opening. I'm going to do subtract here, and the first thing you do is you select what you want to keep, and I'm going to select this, this, and this. I'm going to hit enter, and when I select this column to remove it, as you can see, it left an opening there. Now, if you notice, I'm going to undo this. You really can't see the column. When I highlight it, you can see it there. I recommend whenever you're using subtract to use your grips, grab that little arrow there, and pull it out further, because it'll just make sure sometimes you subtract and it won't subtract this because it's just right below the surface, but make sure that you grab all the objects that you are wanting to subtract from. uh, Otherwise it won't work correctly. If you notice here, I will hit this one right here and say subtract this. Well, as you notice, it didn't subtract them from these two objects because it didn't recognize it. Uh, Another thing is that you can use array with it, but if you remember with the array command that it creates like a block. What I did here was I made an array of this, and if I go to extrude this, it won't allow me to do that. I know I kind of skipped over that in the extrude command, but what I'm wanting to show you here is I'm going to explode this array, and if I wanted to make all these an opening, when I extrude them all together like that, now I can go back to my subtract, pick the circle that I want to keep. Now I'm just going to highlight those other openings right there, hit enter, and then as you can see, uh, there's the holes, the openings right there. Uh, but the main thing is to remember that for you to get it to take, like right here, to come out of all the areas, that you need to make sure you select all of the objects. I'm going to do subtract. I will select this, this, and this, hit enter, and as you can see, it came out of all three objects. Uh, Also, when using subtract, uh, make sure that if you're going to subtract from something, if it's multiple items that are combined together, it would probably be better for it to be unioned, which is another video that I will be going over. It is actually the top Boolean operation, the solid union right here. Uh, but just understand that I'm going to undo some of this so I can kind of go back to the beginning. Uh, if I take this right here and extend it out and say I want to just copy it over to there, let's actually go up a little bit like that. If I wanted to subtract all three of these, I would have to go subtract. I want to select the items I want to keep, which would be this, this, and this, and then it's saying what I want to subtract. I can subtract this, this, and this, and as you can see, it made all three openings in there. Unfortunately, this is really the only, I shouldn't say the only one way, but the main way of making an opening a hole, whereas other softwares like Inventor and SolidWorks actually have a hole command. But this is what I found is probably the quickest and easiest way to make an opening, is to do it this way by creating an object. And again, this can work in different ways. If I came over here and created a box, um, say I wanted a little notch in this box right here, I could move this from this midpoint here to this midpoint here on this side, and I could go and subtract, keep this box, and subtract this out, and there's my little notch out. So it can be used with any shape, any object that can be put in there can be subtracted out. Just remembering that you have to select all the objects you want to keep that is going to be subtracted from, and then once you hit enter, you select the objects that you want to subtract. And that concludes my video on the subtract command, 3D AutoCAD. Thank you.